Machine Gun Kelly gets arrested on this date. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is September 26, 2023. It is the 269th day of the year. There are 96 days left in 2023. It is the 39th Tuesday in the 39th week and the 4th day of fall. You got 86 days till winter. Today is Johnny Appleseed Day. When confronted with the legend of Johnny Appleseed, most people are surprised to discover that this American legend was actually a real person. Yeah, he did this. He went around planting apple seeds. His real name was John Chapman, and he was an American nurseryman who introduced apple trees to the Midwest, including Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, and he walked this route. He was born in 1774 and passed away in 1845. At some point, the United States was new, but he decided that this new land didn't have enough fruit-bearing trees. So knowing his way around plants, he knew they'd grow in most of the Midwest, so he started walking around and planting apple seeds. All right, let's see what else happened on September 26th, 1580. Sir Francis Drake finishes his circumnavigation of the earth in Plymouth, England. He wasn't Sir Francis Drake yet. 1789, George Washington appoints Thomas Jefferson the first United States Secretary of State. 1933, as gangster Machine Gun Kelly surrenders to the FBI, he shouts, "Don't shoot, G-men," which becomes a nickname for FBI agents. George Machine Gun Kelly Barnes was a very interesting character during the Prohibition era gangster times. I've always been a little fascinated with this time in American history. I mean, politicians and, some of the citizens decided that alcohol was the root of all evil. And there was some serious problems back then. So why not just eliminate the alcohol? Problem solved, right? No, it actually worked the exact opposite. Created more problems. I mean, we probably would have had organized crime at some point, but this really brought it up. There was always organized crime, but this really made it a thing. Anyway, Machine Gun Kelly was born in 1895 in Memphis, Tennessee. Kelly earned his nickname from his preferred weapon, the Thompson submachine gun. The Thompson, often referred to as the Tommy gun, was the favorite among gangsters of the Prohibition era due to its rapid-fire capabilities and intimidating presence. Kelly's frequent use of this firearm, combined with his involvement in numerous high-profile criminal activities, cemented his association with the weapon. The moniker Machine Gun Kelly wasn't just an indication of his preferred weapon, but also a nod to his violent and fast-paced lifestyle. His reputation for brandishing weapons, whether during robberies or as a means to install fear, ensured that the nickname became synonymous with his identity in a world of organized crime and in popular culture. These were folk heroes at the time. But Kelly was deeply involved in numerous illegal activities, such as bootlegging, armed robbery, and kidnapping. Among his most famous acts was in 1933, he kidnapped Oklahoma City businessman Charles F. Urschel, for which he demanded to receive a substantial ransom. Despite his temporary success, the detailed record kept by Urschel during his captivity led to Kelly's capture. Kelly's criminal endeavors, flashy lifestyle, and repeated run-ins with law enforcement made him a legendary figure in American history. Crime history, I should say. However, like many other gangsters of his time, his reign was short-lived. Following his arrest by Urschel's kidnapping, Machine Gun Kelly and his wife were tried and convicted, and this was the first major case solved by the newly formed FBI. Kelly spent the remainder of his life in prison, ultimately passing away behind bars in 1954. Though tales of his audacious exploits and run-ins with the law, Kelly's legend endures as a symbol of lawlessness and the Prohibition era. 1983, Australia 2 wins the American Cup, ending the New York Yacht Club's 132-year dominance of the race. On that same day in 1983, a Soviet Air Force officer identifies a report of an incoming nuclear missile as a computer error and not an American first strike. Yeah, we almost went to war. 2005, the PBS Kids channel is shut down and replaced by a joint network with Comcast called Sprout. Premiered on September 26th, 3. You're getting 3 with this one because I find this amazing. 1962, The Beverly Hillbillies. Who didn't love The Beverly Hillbillies? 2 years later, in 1964, Gilligan's Island premiered. Who didn't love Gilligan's Island? I saw a YouTube video where a guy figured out that they were really only about 30 minutes away from Hawaii if the story from the song was correct. How come no one rescued these people? And they had so many different visitors, nobody bothered to go back and say, hey, there's some castaways on an island. I don't know why I mention that. I get irritated when people try and add logic to like a movie or a TV show. Anyway, number 3 on September 26, 1969, the Brady Bunch. I didn't know they came out in 1969. I thought they were mid-70s. Just to make you feel old, Cindy Brady is now 62 years old. So is Bobby Brady. Christopher Knight is 65 years old. Jan, Eve Plum, is 65 years old. Maureen McCormick, who was Marsha, she's 67. And Barry Williams, Greg Brady, is 68. Florence Henderson passed away in 2016. Robert Reed, who played Mike Brady, the dad, he died in 1992 of AIDS, sadly. And Ann B. Davis, who was Alice, passed away in 2014. Do you guys remember Cousin Oliver? I met him. His real name is Robert Rist, and he's somewhat of a musician now. He was in a band that I went and saw one night called Jeff Caudell and the Good Times Band. Nice guy. Born on September 26, 1948, Olivia Newton-John, multi-Grammy award-winning singer and actress who gained fame in Greece and released a double platinum album, Physical. She has sold over 100 million records and has released over 10 top 10 Billboard Hot 100 singles. I loved her. I thought she was one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen. She beat breast cancer in 1992 and became an animal rights and environmental activist. Sadly, she died a little over a year ago, August 8th, 2022. In May of 2017, it was announced that Olivia Newton-John's breast cancer had returned and metastasized to her lower back. Her back pains had initially been diagnosed as sciatica. She subsequently revealed that this was actually her 3rd bout with breast cancer, and she had a recurrence of the disease in 2013. She was 73 years old. Died on September 26, 1902, Levi Strauss, dry goods salesman who invented denim pants and founded the first blue jean manufacturing company, Levi Strauss & Company. He became an American in January of 1853 and moved to the West Coast to San Francisco during the height of the California gold rush to expand his family's dry goods business. This was the first incarnation of the Levi Strauss Company. Levi Strauss Foundation gave the first donation in 1897 to the University of California, Berkeley. When Levi Strauss died on September 26, 1902, his estate was worth more than $30 million, which is the equivalent to about $160 million right now. It's still a family brand. This is how it works. Levi's nephew Sigmund's only child, Elise, married Walter A. Haas, the son of Abraham Haas, who's a descendant of the current owners of Levi Strauss. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, and be nice to each other.